Hey guys, Rockingtheblade here. Once again, what's up everybody? I'm gonna keep it real with you. 2020, for most people, was terrible, including myself. I mean, for those of you who managed to find a loved one of your dreams, or you graduated high school or college, or got that technical degree, or that job that you wanted, and you somehow managed to get something good out of 2020, then God bless you, man. And you stay with that girl, you get that degree, you get that job, and you run with it and be the best that you can be. I'm glad you got something good out of 2020. But I can speak for most people, that wasn't the case. Code C ruined, which is, code for like the disease that's ruining our lives. I can't say the word, otherwise my video will be suppressed. That's why I call it Code C, which we all know what we're talking about here. AKA C19. So, if you want to look at if you don't know what that is, just look it up. So anyway, unfortunately, Code C affected movies. Unlike with gaming, which it'll be easy to do a top 10 games of 2020. Movies, after looking back on the year of movies, I barely saw 10 movies that came out in 2020. Not because I didn't want to. Trust me, I wanted to see anything to escape the hell nightmare escape that we're all in right now. It's just that I only saw like out of all the movies I'm gonna mention on this list. I only saw 2 of them in theaters. Most I saw here in my house, and the other ones were on different streaming services, and only on for, and some were behind paywalls. Some were only up for a limited time, so it made it hard to see these movies. It was the fact that I managed to just see 10 movies in 2020 was like, at one point I'm like, oh god, I was like at 9, I'm like, oh god, did I see enough? Did I see 10 good movies? And finally I found one I saw and actually enjoyed a lot. And it was just one of those things, like, it was a hard list to do. Games, that won't be an issue. But movies, it was tough. But I managed enough release, and slash I was able to see enough to do a top 10 best movies of 2020. Now, I know people are going to say, well, if this movie come out, that probably would have been your best. Or if this came out or that came out, well, guess what? You're probably right. I'm not arguing with you. You're probably right. But since it didn't come out, it doesn't count. Sorry, it has to be released for order to count. I can't put, for example, Black Widow on there because, well, I haven't seen it because it hasn't been released. They're still trying to push it for theaters, which, cool. I know it'll make its money once things calm down, which I believe will be hopefully late summer and the fall. Hopefully, we'll get, things will be back to normal to see it in theaters. But until then, streaming services is the way of the future, just temporarily until we just get things back to normal, because the way things are right now is terrible. But still, I've done enough ranting. I know why you're here. Let's do the RTB top 10 movies of 2020. There were some good ones. And we're going to start off with number 10 with Scoob. It's the newest animated 3D animated ScoobyDoo movie. It was beautifully animated. Let's get that out of the way. Animation, phenomenal. All the voice actors did their part. Apparently Blue Falcon was played by Mark Wahlberg. I didn't realize till I looked at the credits, like, oh wow, I didn't know that. But yeah, it's kind of like an origin movie of like how Scoob and Shaggy met, and how they met the gang, and how they grew up together, and eventually how they got together to make the mystery, how the mystery gang got together, and eventually they meet the Blue Falcon, and they at one point they fight Dick Dastardly and Mudley, and It goes from one thing to the next. It's crazy. It's a crazy movie that, to be honest, let's be for real for 1 second. Did anyone really ask for? Do we really want to know how Scoob met Shaggy? Do we need a movie for that? No, I would argue that's not the case. But considering when it was released, that's when Code C was like in full effect and just wiping people off the map in terms of killing them. It was a good, damn good escape um, for parents, especially kids, to escape from the hellscape of 2020. Would it have bombed the box office? I don't think so. Because even then, it released at a time where, like, a lot of kids it would have, like, I probably see it making, like, if I had to take a genuine guess, like, how much money it would have made financially, maybe like $500 to $600 million. It wouldn't have a billion, no. But it would make his money back. It would definitely would have made its money back. Or made double than what it cost to put into it. No more, no less. But it wouldn't have been a flop, because it was a good enough story, nothing bad or immoral. It had some good lessons in the movie. It was beautifully animated, beautifully acted. Overall, it's just a fun, good family film, like that I recommend just everyone to see. I had a good time with it. I just a damn good time with it. And if you want like a good family film to watch with your kids without worry about swearing or cursing or bad morals, then Scoob is a safe bet. Safe bet, no doubt about it. Alright, coming up to number 9, Borat, the subsequent movie film. I'm in the minority of people that didn't really see the original Borat movie or Bruno or any of really Sacha Baron Cohen's big projects that made him a star. But he did one thing though, which was This Is America, which is a show he did, and that which he made fun of like our political, not only people on the right and the left, but just our politicians in general, and that show was hilarious. I mean, I never laughed so hard in my life. It was so funny. So eventually, he released this movie making fun of a lot of right-wing politicians slash right-wing followers, like MAGA people. And it was arguably, I mean, of course, it wasn't much that was released, but it was the funniest. It was shocking. It was funny. It was like a live action. It's like if like the creators of South Park directed this movie, because it was like unapologetic, in your face. Yes, we're going there, and you're not going to stop us. Type of attitude that they had that they approached this movie with, and for the most part, it succeeded. I mean, Sacha Baron Cohen was, as Borat, was hilarious. His Eventually has a daughter figure in the movie. She was also hilarious as well. I mean, it was just a well put together film. It was funny. It was hilarious. Oh god. What I'm saying, funny, hilarious, like it's different things. It was outrageous. It was crazy. Like, you're thinking to yourself, no, they're not gonna do that, and they do it, and you're like, left with your mouth open and they're just laughing. It's just insane. The stuff he got away with, and almost didn't get away with. That's what he just said to him. Of stuff he almost didn't get away with. But it was just an insane movie. Like, I couldn't believe this movie got made, especially with everything that was going on. But no lie, it was a movie not only I felt people needed. It was desperate. It felt like a movie that was desperately needed. People needed a good laugh, because I remember like when 9/11 happened, when South Park did Osama bin Laden, the South Park episode, Osama bin Laden has farty pants. It was the first time in a long while where people was not gonna talk about terrorism or the war. It was like South Park. You said there was episodes of South Park. It was. I'm so glad they're still funny. It was hilarious, and it was a hilarious episode, and it helped heal the country. besides, WWE, like, that SmackDown 2 weeks after September 11th hosting a crowd full of people because people were scared and didn't go to football, basketball, or baseball arenas because of like what happened in 9/11, and they packed it was live on SmackDown full of people on I think Friday night, yeah. So it was like Thursday, Friday night. It was like 2 days after the attack, so yeah, Thursday night. So showing that not to live our lives in fear, and it helped those that with South Park helped heal the country, and this movie was definitely gonna help with the healing process because we all needed a good laugh, and boy, did it provided it. It was a laugh that everyone needed, and it was just, if you want like a good shock humor movie, definitely go watch this movie. It's crazy. Speaking of crazy, number 8, The Hunt. This movie, like with the Dictator movie, the Seth Rogen movie, almost didn't get seen. Because, like, people felt, it's going to, offend the right-wingers and all that stuff. But, I mean, it kind of makes fun of them. Yes and no. But it's like, they felt they didn't want to play the movie because they felt to offend people. And so they kind of, like, decided not to show up. And then, of course, with Code C happening, people needed to make money. Like, screw it, release it. And it was... The Hunt was... From like, people were like, after a certain part, it really picks up because it's kind of slow in the beginning. No, within the first 5 minutes, someone gets stabbed. I won't say by what or who or what happened, but within the first 5 minutes, someone gets stabbed. I'm like, this was a slow part? I'm like, right from the beginning, this movie was like in your face, unapologetic. It was wild. And I'm just so glad I saw it. It was and especially you didn't know where it was going. You thought this person's going to be the main hero or this person's going to be the main hero, and it was that constant bait and switch. You didn't know what the hell was happening. I like that. It kept you on your toes, and it was shocking. It was in your face. It was crazy. It took balls to make this type of movie, and ultimately I'm glad it got made. I'm really glad it got made. Oh my god, it was just crazy. Definitely go see The Hunt. It was a damn good movie. Number 7, Bad Boys for Life. It was in theaters, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to see it due to some personal life stuff. I was like busy, so I couldn't see it in theaters. But dang, it was a damn good movie. A damn good popcorn movie. It was just, of course, I mean, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence chemistry was just phenomenal. Like, they never left. It was just a damn good, put together film. It was just great. Funny enough, the only bad boy movie I haven't seen was part 1. Technically I saw part 1, but I saw the TNT version, which it was on, like, because I've seen part 2. That was on TV. It's like, let me see it. Do yourself a favor. Just rent it or buy it. I'm sure it's cheap at this point. Probably like $5-10 at the most. And see the uncut version, because the TNT version makes it like it's a PG-13 movie when it's really rated R. And it shows, and it is gross, and it made the movie barely watchable. Like, the last time I've seen such terrible editing from a big studio was since UPN, they were trying to, like, UPN was heavily censoring Family Guy. They're trying to make it seem like a family-friendly show when it's not. And the editing, and a lot of good edits and jokes were cut out. I think after they stopped showing because people were complaining, like, you cut out the best joke, you cut out this part, or that part, or this part. So after a while, they just kind of stopped airing it. But yeah, it was like that, but for that movie, but like, it was like that, but on TNT, but with the original Bad Boys, it was terrible. Just terrible. But anyway, going back to the Bad Boys for Life movie, it earns its R rating. It is raw in your face. The action scenes is great. I kind of like the new cast. People say, the new cast is kind of there. No, I like the new cast. I think the only problem is they're not there in the movie enough. I wish they're in the movie more to care about them more. but I do like them. They weren't like annoying or nothing or in the way. They're cool. But again, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith carry this movie and have a cool villain, which and it with a cool twist at the end. It's a damn good popcorn movie that I know I would have personally loved to see in the theater. But again, if you haven't seen Bad Boys for Life, definitely go see that one. Okay, now we're on to number 6, which is The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man. I'm like, how are they gonna pull this off in modern terms? It's not like back in the day, like in the 1920s or 50s or whatever. It's done in modern times. How would you pull something like this off? I can't explain because that's going into spoiler territory, but the way they pull this off was like, wow. It opens your mouth. It's like, and it is amazing. It is suspenseful, scary, very smart, very well acted, very well directed. It was an intense movie from start to finish. Oh my God. It's just, I mean, I can't say, it's one of those movies I can't say too much because it'll give it away, but you'll see what's coming. But if you want like a good night, not the scariest thing, but you want a good like suspenseful, intense, smart horror movie, then I definitely recommend you go see The Invisible Man, the 2020 version, because it is, wow. It wasn't really talked about a lot. It was and it was done by Blumhouse. It was a smart, well acted, well put together horror film that I'm surprised people are not talking about more. It was really, 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 really well done. Excellently well done. No, I lied. Actually, I saw that in theaters. So it's 3. So there's 3 movies I saw in theaters. I saw it in theaters too. That was excellent. That was really, really excellent. I cannot recommend that movie, but it's a smart horror film. It's really, really well done. Go see it. Definitely go see that movie. Okay, now we're getting to the top 5. Number 5. And that is Sonic the Hedgehog. And also, this is my surprise hit of this year. When I saw the design, me and the rest of the internet went like Dave Chappelle in one of his stand-up specials. Yuck. It was disgusting. But thanks to fan pressure and Sega stepping in, helping with the redesign, it was so much better. But even then, sure, he looked great, but would the movie be good? It was surprisingly good. Damn good. And Jim Carrey's Robotnik was hilarious, over the top, but it felt like he was meant for this movie. Besides Sonic himself, he carried this movie. The chemistry was great. It was really well done. It was a surprise hit for me. It was like, whoa. It was a damn good movie. It was like, I went in with like little to low expectations, but it was fantastic. I guess if you want like more details, I did a review on it on my channel. Definitely go check it out. But it's definitely the surprise hit of 2020. And it's getting a sequel sometime, I believe, in August of 2022. And it's well deserved. Also, stay towards the end. It's a nice Easter egg surprise for the sequel. I won't spoil it, but you'll know it when you see it. Okay, number 4. Birds of Prey. This movie got so much unnecessary hate. So much. It was a damn good DC movie. Damn good. Harley Quinn was great. In that movie, they had the Huntress there, which the actress who played the Huntress was so damn good. She was in Sky High, just FYI. If they were to announce a Huntress solo movie, I would be there day one. Her character was funny, hilarious, and it was just a damn good movie. There's a young female detective and another female hero. I forget her name, but she acted great though. They were all They were all great, especially, but of course, um, Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn was fantastic. She is Harley Quinn, kind of like how Henry Cavill's Superman and Ben Affleck is Batman. She owns that role. She was charismatic, funny. She had a vulnerable side. Even the action sequences were well choreographed. Like, it wasn't like all cutesy. It was like intense, in your face, and it was rated R too. So it pulled no punches. Also, Ewan McGregor, aka the guy who played Obi-Wan, hello there, played Black Mask, and he was this over the top villain, but I mean that in the best way possible. You can tell he was having tons, tons of fun playing that role. Especially whenever he says the F word, he gets this so overly dramatic. I can't describe it. It's just something you have to see for yourself. But he can tell he was having a lot of fun. It's just a well put together movie. Like, it was better than it had any right to be. It was just a well put together action movie from DC Comics. It was a great movie. It was a great movie. I cannot recommend it enough. And honestly, I would love to see a Birds of Prey sequel. And there's talks that it might be. It did decent in the box office. It wasn't the best, but it did well. It did decent for the most part. So there's a sequel. I'll be there day one. I like what they did. I love the cast. I also think that she's played Canary, the young black woman that she plays the Canary. I think her name's Canary. Yeah, Canary. She did great too. She was badass as well, and she showed her power. She showed her powers like sometime in the movie. I won't say when, but it's a pretty cool moment when it happens, and it's just overall it is a well put together movie. I cannot recommend it enough. It's just great from start. It was a good movie from start to finish. I had no problems with it. The hate is undeserving. If you want my opinion. Number 3, Tenet. This is another one. It feels so mixed. There's a lot of people. I like what Birds of Prey gets lots of hate. This one is kind of mixed. I know there's two types of people that either love this movie or hate this movie. They love it because how, like, it's a cool spy thriller and has great actors, a great villain, great action sequences, interesting twists on like how time flows, and but other people like. People that hate it, it's like, oh, it's too complicated, it's hard to follow, and kind of boring, which I definitely disagree on that last part. It's just a well put together movie. Just a damn well put together film. Has like great action, like I said, great action sequences, great actors just doing amazing stunts. The sequence with like him finding his guard backwards as a big twist on it, which I won't spoil, but when it happens, you're like, because there's more to that scene than you realize. I won't. I think I said too much as it is, but like when you see it, when it happens, you're like, it's crazy how this time works, and just it's just even the opening sequences. The opening sequence was intense and amazing. It was just a well put together movie. It was Christopher Nolan. I mean, God, dude. The Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, Interstellar. This guy is just cranking out hits like hitting home runs like you wouldn't believe. And Tenet is another example of hitting home runs. Also, we have the main hero is African American, so that's awesome. And he's charismatic and funny. Easily my favorite line when he's in the back of this restaurant. He's like, he's thugs there, like looking all tough. He's like scoring up. He's like, I ordered my hot sauce like an hour ago. He says that so casually, and it was just like, I remember just busting out laughing. Because, I mean, this movie doesn't have a lot of jokes, but the way he said it, it felt like an ad-lib. Like, it wasn't supposed to be there in the script, but it just came off so naturally that it kept it in. But it's just, the action, like I said, action sequence is great. I mean, the time thing, yeah, that's just, the suspending disbelief a little bit, but it's well done, and the stuff they do with it was really creative and interesting. The main character's cool villain, cool story, just well shot sequences. It's one of those movies where you have to see it from the beginning. I have to admit, if you go in blind, like going like halfway, you're gonna be confused. It's one of those where you gotta see it from the beginning, but it's worth it from beginning to end. And like with Sonic, I saw that in theaters as well. So those are the two movies I saw in theaters, unfortunately, because I want to see the rest in theaters too. But again, because of Code C, well, what can you do? Number two, and why I want to delay it till February because I want to make time to see it because I heard nothing good things about it, was Disney's Soul. My goodness, Pixar, I salute you. You did an incredible job with that movie. Beautifully animated, beautifully acted. Jamie Foxx was in that movie. He played the main character. He was just incredible. Oh God, it was so good. Beautifully animated, beautifully acted. I mean, of course, tons of like Pixar and Disney Easter eggs and references. It was just a well put together movie. God, I could just gush about it like for hours. How just incredible this movie was, and of course, like with Scoob, it's a great family film with a great message. I mean, I cannot recommend you see that movie enough. It is that damn good. I mean, I mean, if it was in theaters, I probably would go see it again. But that's how good it was. I wouldn't mind seeing it like maybe one or two more times in the theater. That's how good this movie was. But I will say this though, people didn't like. I mean, some people like. I mean, people accepted the ending though. They felt like they copped out in the ending. Part of it and they copped out in the ending. My theory is when you. I don't want to spoil it, but when the ending does come, and it kind of like twists at the end. I feel like that was the original ending, but then because of because of what's going on, they want to end it on a happy note. So, again, I won't spoil what happened, but they wanted to end on with a happy note, which, considering what's going on, I completely understand. Though originally that was going to probably be the original ending. When it comes, you'll see what I mean. I don't want to spoil it, but when it comes, you'll see it. But like in my opinion, that was the original ending, but they wanted to make it a happy one to please the fans, and on a happy note for family and especially the young kids, because considering that everything that's going on, we kind of need more happiness and hope in this world, which, again, completely understand. Definitely go see it. But the RTB best movie of 2020 is Wonder Woman 84. I don't care what people say. I know I'm probably amongst. I know Young Yeah and Mundane Matt and Angry Joe, all of them don't like this movie. I don't care. Wonder Woman 84 was the best damn movie of 2020. Gal Gadot was amazing. Cheetah was awesome. Pedro Pascal's character, Pedro Pascal, aka the guy who plays the Mandalorians in this film, Maxwell, he plays Maxwell. He was amazing as well. He was amazing as great action sequences. Wasn't as good as the first ones, but still fun. The third act fight was definitely better than the first one. It was beautiful shot, great, cool action sequences, beautifully shot, great chemistry between Wonder Woman and Chris Pine's character. With Steve and Wonder Woman and Diana's chemistry was beautifully well done in this movie. Beautiful chemistry between the two. Great main villains, especially, and I love when the track. And so there's like two times where the of Hans Zimmer's track just really took a scene and just elevated it to a whole new level. It's just you just want to root for this movie. It was just great from start to finish. I know I'm in the minority, and people just want to crap on this movie. It's undeserving. Definitely go see Wonder Woman 84. It's definitely worth your time and effort. And that's my pick for the movie of the year. I don't care what people say. Wonder Woman 84 is the best movie of 2020. Hands down. That's my list, guys. Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll try to have my top 10 games list up sometime next week. But there it is. Again, do you agree? Do you disagree? Especially with Wonder Woman 84 being my favorite. There's probably be some disagreements. But let me know in the comment section below. And as always, please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. As always, Rockingtheblade signing out. Hope to see you guys again real soon. Peace out. Have a great day and stay safe out there, guys.